Want to fight?
I know it's hard for you, emotionally.
Your brother was murdered.
When?
Yesterday.
Hey everybody, welcome to MaffmanJones Movie Reviews. I'm John Maffio, and today's featured movie is Only God Forgives, directed by Nicholas Winding Refn and also starring Ryan Gosling, my baby. Essentially, the story is very simple. It's about Ryan Gosling's character who goes out on a revenge scheme after his brother is killed. Now, before I get into this actual review, it's important that you know that I'm a very big fan of Drive. Hell, I even own it on Blu-ray. And Only God Forgives is being controversial because it got booed at Cannes. The effect it's having on the film-going community is very segregated, and I was on the neutral side because I like Nicholas Winding Refn, but I don't love him as a director, and this movie could have gone either way for me. It's certainly an intriguing watch, and it's something you should look out for if you're into filmmaking and you want to be in the business, but it's... shit, I didn't like Only God Forgives. Much like how Grown Ups 2 felt like a compilation of jokes that didn't make any sense with each other, just made into a 90-minute movie, Only God Forgives, even though it has somewhat of a story, feels like a bunch of awesomely composed visuals made into a 90-minute abstract art piece. There were aspects of the movie that I did think were handled well. I thought the acting was pretty good. The antagonist is very menacing, and he doesn't have to say all that much to get an audience reaction, because all he has to do is show emotion through those eyes and just that stoic expression, and he was badass. Kristen Scott Thomas, who plays the mother of Ryan Gosling's character, also did a really good performance, and Ryan Gosling himself, even though he plays a stoic character much like in Drive, I thought he was the weakest performance of the movie. But he still did decent nonetheless. Nicholas Winding Refn, the director of the movie, composed a very beautifully looking film. Every single shot in this movie looks like it was planned out very well, very meticulously, and it's basically an orgasm for the eyes. I love this location in movies, that Tokyo look, that Tokyo setting. There needs to be more movies, action movies, or movies in general set in that Tokyo area with capable directors in mind. And I also felt that the choreography for the fighting sequences were very well handled and they were awesome to watch. Now here's where I go down into the belly of the beast, because Only God Forgives, while it's a very visually stunning movie, has nothing. There is a story there. It is very simple. It's a revenge movie. It's about Ryan Gosling who's out to get this guy because he killed his brother. And you also got the mother involved because she wants this guy dead too. And you find this out through the course of the actual film. But I did feel like through my experience, I was watching these composed scenes, but they weren't doing anything for me because they felt like they were trying to be symbolic for no reason. For a film with a 90-minute duration time, I felt the pacing was very offbeat, and it was a painful experience for me trying to get through this movie. It's good to keep in mind as a screenwriter when you're writing a screenplay that everything has to make sense, and dialogue should keep in flow with the actual themes and touches of the actual movie. However, in this movie, a lot of dialogue, in my opinion, had no significance and no relation to the actual story, and there was a lot of these sexual undertones and implications towards incest, gratuitous violence, and other things that I just felt like they were there just to get people's mouths on the floor and not for the sake of the story. I do kind of get what they were going for with the Ryan Gosling character, that he was sexually overpowered and driven through sex, and all he wanted to do was touch vaginas, apparently. And that's where Only God Forgives comes in, because he's a sinful person, but it just felt superfluous. If Only God Forgives was a person, it would be a person if that person didn't have a spine. I felt like I was watching air. The movie didn't have any backbone. It just felt like abstract art. Like the abstract art that you see when you go to a museum and you're looking at all these paintings, and some of them look beautiful, and then there's other ones that look insanely pretentious and they just piss you off when you look at them. That's what this movie did to me. I was making such a big attempt to grasp onto these characters and the story itself, but I couldn't, because the motivations of these characters are misconstruing until you finally understand towards the end, and I actually didn't understand fully even when the movie was over. Also, the characters are despicable, especially the mom, who was like one of the biggest bitches. This was most certainly one of the most difficult movies to review on this channel, and I know people are going to like this movie, and more power to you. If you liked Only God Forgives, I can see why you would. It's a visually fantastic movie. I was initially aggravated after I finished watching this movie, but after thinking about it for over 24 hours, I enjoyed aspects of the movie. It just didn't work for me. So I'm going to give this A 1.5 out of 5 stars. One and done. If Only God Forgives is playing at a theater near you or it's on video on demand and you have seen it, let me know what you thought about this movie in the comments down below. Are you on the side that liked it or loved it? Or are you on the side that didn't like it or in some cases despise it? If you enjoyed my review, please subscribe to MaffmanJones, like this video, and check out Facebook, Twitter, and We Live Film in the info box. I'm John Maffio, aka MaffmanJones, and Ryan Gosling got his ass kicked in this movie. That's all I got. See you next time.
Want to fight?